All right, everybody, want to jump on with Sebastian Hines of Zenith Aircraft before Oshkosh to kind of let you know where to find them and what's going to be going on for the week of Oshkosh coming up in, I think, 12 days. So, Sebastian, welcome. And are you excited?
Well, always. The lead up to Oshkosh is always exciting for not just us, I think, but everybody in light aviation industry. Oshkosh, as we all know, it's the mother of all air shows, and so it's always an exciting thing. We kind of operate our calendar around the Oshkosh date, I think. Like for a lot of us in the industry, it's the beginning and the end of our year, so to speak. So very excited, absolutely.
Sure. It comes up quick, doesn't it? I mean, it's like, June, you're like, you start seeing things pop up from EAA. It's like, it's here already. It's like
Absolutely. Yeah.
time really flies. And we're going to go into several questions, but just to give people an idea of what kind of prep is involved. I mean, you plan all year, but like, what does that look like from a manufacturer standpoint? Like when you leave there, you're actually signing papers for next year, correct? So like, what is the process?
Oh yeah, in terms of the preparation for it, absolutely. Yeah, and which is why we keep coming back to the same space and everything else, because we know where we've been and we're already making plans. This year we'll be making plans. Well, this summer we'll be making plans for next year's show. So obviously, we try to plan ahead of time that way. And on the plus side, because it's not our first time, it's relatively easy for us to prepare for. It's a lot of work, but we know what we're in for, and we know what we're looking forward to as well. So it makes it a lot of fun for us.
And as far as like logistically speaking, how does that work for you? I mean, you've been doing this for decades and decades. I'm sure back in the day you would bring like the whole house and the kitchen sink. And now I think some of the stuff is rented, some of the stuff is already prepared. Like,
Yeah,
how does it look like?
yeah, we learn over the years what works, what doesn't work. But the main thing for us is getting the airplanes out there, because at the end of the day, it's about the airplanes. It's not about our static display. It's not about our booth, our tent, and so forth. It's about the airplanes. I learned a long time ago that customers, they come there to see the airplanes and to meet the people, and so that's really the focus for us. So it's relatively simple in that respect. We fly our airplanes up there, and for me, going to these shows, that's to me, I hate to say it, but the highlight of these shows is the trip getting there and the flight coming back. It's always, once you're there, of course, that's why we're there. But the interesting part, the part that changes every year, is the trip there to and back. And these are good little cross country machines that we manufacture. So it's a great opportunity to see these airplanes in action. I fly quite a bit throughout the year, but I end up not really going anywhere. I most of my flying, I take off and land at the same airport. But going to Sun and Fun, Oshkosh, these shows, it really gives us the opportunity to actually do some cross country flying. And so even with the slow airplanes, we have a real blast doing that.
Well, and for you, this particular one is kind of a short trip, right? As opposed to coming to see me at Sun and Fun down in Lakeland. What does the trip look like for you from Mexico to Osh?
Right. I think it's about right around 400 miles. So it's a a little afternoon trip, so to speak. So yeah, we typically leave in the morning, and we're not in a rush. So to get out too early, because we don't want to arrive too early as well, because this is, we'll be arriving, typically we'll plan to come in on Saturday. That would be the 23rd, I believe, of July. So we don't want to arrive too early, because the infrastructure is really not there in place yet, because the show hasn't started yet. Getting food, getting a car, and things like that. So we'll typically leave mid morning on Saturday to plan to arrive mid afternoon to late afternoon on Saturday. So it's a fun trip. It's Midwest, so the scenery really doesn't change from taking off in Mexico, Missouri to landing at Oshkosh, Wisconsin. There's a lot of corn and soybeans along the way,
Yeah.
and not much else. I think the barns turn red. They're nice red dairy barns when we into Wisconsin, but other than that, it's about the same.
And for clarity to everybody that is new to this, when I said Mexico to Osh, I didn't mean Mexico, the country. So yeah, it's a shorter.
Mexico, Missouri. Yeah, it's about 400 miles for us. So it's a nice trip.
So at Oshkosh, and I'll probably throw up a map to kind of show where things are laid out. But in reference to, I think everybody references the tower. right? Where are you in relation to the tower and on the field so people can walk through the gate?
Well, if I were there, I'd point and say, be able to point and say over there, but I believe we are north, east of the tower. We're basically along, it's I guess the road goes north and south along the runway.
The 7,000-foot runway. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think it's more than that.
Bring your
7,000.
sneakers.
That's a short one, the 7,000-foot runway.
Is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, I think along the north south, I think it's over 10,000 feet, I believe. Although I'd have to check it. And and that's why they're also able to do with the dot landings, they're able to have 3 different spots to land on. You got the green dot and the purple dot and things like that. So, but yeah, we're in the same area always. It's what's officially called, I think, the North Aircraft Display Area. And nice for most showgoers. That's where pretty much all the kit companies are. So you can see all the different kit companies, whether it's engine companies, avionics, and so forth, kind of in that same area. So it really makes it a little bit easier to not only comparison shop, but to just to hang out with the kit guys, which I always say is the fun side of aviation. So
absolutely,
that's the way I see it.
So what do you guys plan on flying to EAA this year? What do you bring in? And then is there any customers planes, any guests? What's going on with that?
Yeah, well, we always bring our staple of airplanes, our basically our demo airplanes. I'll probably personally fly again in our CH-750 cruiser airplane. Actually, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb here. There we go. Yeah, we'll fly the CH-750 cruiser, our new CH-750 Super Duty, probably our 650 or 750. We always try to have a nice collection of airplanes, and then we always have. There's quite a few Zeniths flying, of course, so we always get quite a few customers flying in with their airplanes. And I always like if it works out to feature 1 or 2 of our customer airplanes at our booth or as close to our booth as possible. Especially again, as we know, building your own airplane, a kit airplane. One of the fun things is you can really customize the airplane specific to to your type of flying. And so different engines, different avionics, different paint schemes. So if we have interesting airplanes, and there usually are interesting airplanes, I always try to like to get those in the booth where they can get a little bit more traction with customers visiting. So have a good look at it.
That'd be awesome. You can sit in these planes too. Like, wipe your feet first, right? Is that the rule?
Yeah. Well, when we always encourage that. I know some companies, they're show planes. Our airplanes tend to be more utility airplanes. So I always encourage and we'll often invite customers to sit in the airplane. You want to try them out for size, especially if you're considering building one. You want to make sure you can fit in the airplane properly, get a feel for the visibility and just the overall layout of the aircraft.
So will you have any guests helping you work the booth this year, or third parties that are doing builder assist walking around? Or
yeah, we always have, we're a pretty small show crew, so to speak, in terms of, I have myself, Roger, Calvin, we've had Steve in the past as well. So we're a pretty small crew from the factory. So we always invite other folks to help out as well, whether they're customers or service providers, so to speak. I know Amy and Herman from Wheels and Wings, also down there in Florida. They usually hang out with us at our booth. They do builder assistance. We have John Humbert, who's actually joined Zenith Aircraft company as a team member. So he's going to be helping us out at the booth as well. And then I think we have a couple international visitors as well. Philip from South Africa, I think he's coming out. He's our rep down in South Africa, so he'll probably be hanging out at our booth for some of the time. We also have our Australian dealer will be by as well. So it's just an opportunity for us to spend time with some of our international visitors, as well as for them to get to know the American customers, the American public. And of course, for these international folks that have never been to Oshkosh, it's such a huge eye opener when they get there, because they've all heard about it and read about it. It's not until you're there and you fully understand the scope of and the size of the show that you can really appreciate it. So they're always awed, at least the first couple of days.
Sure. So 2 guest appearances, John Humbert, and we'll talk about that more in a second. I've got some questions on that. And then you mentioned Australia. Your Australian rep, that is Swish.
Yeah,
Enterprises?
James Fisher is our Australian rep, and yeah, he's been very active. We've been shipping out quite a few container shipments of kits out to Australia.
Well, that's awesome. I've talked to him quite a bit on social. It'd be a pleasure to meet him in person finally. So I'm excited
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So also, obviously, you're going to be there the entire week at your booth there. Is there any other special things going on? Have you guys doing any rudder workshops or anything either midday or in the evening?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because of course, Oshkosh is a great opportunity because everybody is there, and the layout of the facility allows for that. So just north of our display, it's EA has the aeroplane hangar, which is a relatively it's a good size hangar. It used to be an exhibitor hangar back in the early days, and now they use it just for as a showcase for different types of construction. And we're going to be busy in there all week doing various assemblies, kit assemblies, and we'll invite folks to come out there and visit there because it's an opportunity to look at the actual kit parts, the kit assemblies, the tools, the clecos, all of the different things involved in building an airplane. So I always think it's an important part of coming to Oshkosh because, when we look at all these finished airplanes, we're, us guys, we're like kids in a candy store, like literally. You got all these beautiful airplanes and we say, I want one of these, I want one of these. But we don't realize that, these are all kit airplanes. This is not what you're buying. And so seeing kind of the behind the scenes side of it, the kit side, how it's put together, it's a great opportunity. And I encourage anyone to take advantage of that. So we'll be doing that specifically. And then of course they have other types of construction. I know there's a 1 week wonder project going on this year where you can see an airplane being built and so forth. There's just a lot of different things you can look at. I'm also personally putting on, I think, 3 or 4 different forum discussions. I'll be talking about STOL flying and I'll probably invite John Humber to be part of that, obviously, with his STOL flying experience, as well as just
where is that schedule right now? Or have you not been given that schedule just yet?
I have it, but I don't have it right here in front of me. But it's okay. EA has, through their website, and I believe they also have a little app you can download. You can search all the forum schedules because again, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of educational forums at Oshkosh. And so it's a great opportunity to learn directly from the companies, from the developers, from the people that are in the industry to learn more about building and flying airplanes. So it's a great opportunity for that. So yeah, download the app or go through the website and see that. And they go all day long, evenings as well. I'm trying to think what else we're doing. I have that.
You guys have a dinner that you
That's
do?
right. Thursday evening. We always do it every Thursday night. We have the Zenith banquet. And that's basically just an opportunity for all Zenith folks to get together. And we put on a pretty special program. We have special guests that hit the program. We'll have our international visitors, of course, featured there as well. And just kind of update the Zenith community about what's going on and talking about events.
And that's usually off airport, correct? I think you did at an Elks Lodge or something last year.
Well, in the past it was at the Elks Lodge. This year there's a place called I think it's the Mine Shaft. It's basically a large kind of bar and grill, and it's just off the airport, so it'll be really easy to get to. I believe they run shuttles back and forth to the airport through our website or Facebook page. We have links to that, so it's pretty easy to find. And again, that'll be on Thursday evening. I think the dinner starts at 7, but folks usually come out an hour or 2 earlier and have cocktails and so forth just to start hanging out.
Is there? Do you need to buy that now, or can you buy it like as you arrive?
You can buy it at the door. We do have an RSVP form through our website, and that's just to help us plan for the number of people. So if you're planning on coming out, and I encourage you to do so, come out, fill out the RSVP forms just to help us with the planning. It's very inexpensive. I think it's about $20 per head for the full buffet dinner. And it's definitely open to Zenith builders and flyers, but anybody who's interested in the Zenith community, it's a great opportunity to hang out with fellow builders. So even if you're not a pilot or builder yet, this is a good opportunity to hang out with the Zenith crew, and you'll see we're a good group of folks.
It is, and I was able to sit in on that last year. I'm also a Zenith builder currently, and had kind of all these roundtable discussions. And I want to say, just roughly looking across, there was probably about 75 people or so. It was
Oh,
quite
it's
a
usually
few.
more than that. We're usually a couple hundred
Oh,
folks.
okay.
Yeah,
It was a large room and it was pretty well
yeah,
full. Yeah.
yeah.
So, all right, well, check that out. Put that on your list of things to see while you're there. We are partnering with great companies like Dynon Avionics at Dynon.com, Airtech Coatings at AirtechCoatings.com, AviNation Youth Magazine at AviNationUSA.com, the Aviators Clinic at AviatorsClinic.com. Take a moment to go visit their websites at the links found below in the description of this video. And visit our website at experimentalaircraftchannel.com for events, our video library arranged in easy-to-find playlists on specific topics, affiliate products, aviation merchandise, and so much more. We'll go back to John Hubbard for a second, just for like
Sure.
2 minutes. I saw that you had posted on social and on your YouTube channel that John Hubbard was visiting you, and you flew around and announced that he was actually employed by you. So I'm curious of what is exactly his role there, and what is the future hold for him? Because I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, we were happy to have him join us. For years, I've always said, our customers are smarter and more capable than us oftentimes. And John Humbert, obviously, he was one of our customers. He built himself a 701. He was a farmer out of East Tennessee, and built himself a 701, just as a little farm airplane, something to fly around the farm. And then he ended up building a beautiful airplane. And I remember you did a video, and it was titled something about the nicest 701 you'll ever see. I think something to that extent. But he built a beautiful airplane. Then he started flying, STOL, short takeoff and landing competitions, and he ended up loving doing that and being very good at it too. We were surprised he had a stock 701. He had a bit bigger engine on it, the UL 350i, I believe, IS engine in it. But otherwise, a stock airplane even on the heavy side. And he was winning these competitions and just having a great time doing that. So we were hanging out quite a bit at Oshkosh, Sun and Fun, various places like that. And he was just genuinely enjoying himself doing this. And so he started thinking about this as a career option. If you really like something, maybe if you can do it the job, it's even more fun, right? Get paid for doing it. So we kind of started talking about discussing, about him joining Zenith, not just, being able to demonstrate, what he's already doing in terms of STOL flying, but as we saw, as a builder, a very capable builder. And he's got good ideas on promoting STOL aviation and working with Zenith customers, being an outreach for us. We've always prided ourselves on providing good support, after sales support, and kind of building on that. So and right now at Zenith, he's been here about a month, working on the something we've been working on for quite a while, which is updating our 701 STOL CH701 kit to the final hole size match drilled standards.
That just makes sense, I guess, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So he's kind of the team lead on that 701 project now. And so hopefully in the next few months, we'll be able to announce additional things on that project. Now it's coming along.
Okay.
And I know he loves to meet. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to roll right into the next question, and that is, what is new and upcoming for Zenith? Obviously, the 701 has got some changes or updates.
Yeah. We're working on that. We're working on a number of projects. At Zenith, well, number one, I don't like talking about stuff we're working on because I don't have schedules on those things. And, and we're a small company, so sometimes our projects take longer than we originally anticipate. Like most kit companies, we've been really busy the last year or two. And so we're struggling right now just to keep our orders going, make sure that we can deliver to our customers. And so, it's a good problem to have, but it is a problem in the sense that we have our plates full as is. So new project developments are taking sometimes a back seat to that. But I think that, our first priority is to our existing customers, not our customers a year or two down the road. Which is why we really focus on that. But we're always working on things. But the last few years, our main focus continues to be to to do what we're doing, but doing it better, meaning improving on our kits so the designs maybe not change overall, but making them easier to build, make our manuals better, make our kits easier to put together using the CNC technology. We just earlier this year, we added a second dual spindle machine. So we've got 2 high-speed routers with dual heads. So basically 4 times the capability we had not just a few years ago. And they're faster, they're bigger, and so we're excited about that and really leveraging that technology to be able to deliver kits quicker and better for our customers.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm happy to see you guys still moving along and bringing, I know the 701 is kind of like the entry level, the entry drug into your offerings. So to see that being brought up to speed, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
Let me kind of end here with, during the show, where can people follow you that haven't made it there yet, or, whatnot? Are you gonna be posting stuff on social throughout the time? I know that the network is kind of limited because so many people dragging it down on cellular, but
yeah, and we're so busy at Oshkosh is talking to people, in real life that we sometimes forget about social media and things like that. But I'll definitely make an effort to do that. But of course, those that are able to, I'd certainly invite them to come out in person, because there's nothing like being out at Oshkosh in person. And it's not quite the same thing just following it on social media. Although, something folks can start, and I just posted it just earlier this morning, start following and relates directly to Oshkosh is Dave Telema, one of our customers who has a CH-750 cruiser. He's flying to Oshkosh, leaving officially tomorrow morning, or starting officially tomorrow morning, but he's already kind of started today. But he's flying to Oshkosh, stopping in all 48 states. Which, if you look at a map, how many miles is that? He's kind of got it mapped out throughout the entire country, touching on all 48 states. And he wants, from my understanding, he wants to actually touch the wheels down on all 48 states. So actually land on all 48 states on the way to Oshkosh from Texas.
Yeah,
so
I saw that post on his Texas cruiser page, I think it is, or something like that. Yeah.
With 750 cruiser. Yeah. Texas with 2 X's, 750 cruiser, I believe, and otherwise, even on the Zenith Facebook page, we'll try to link up to it, because I think that's quite a it's been a bucket list item for him for quite a few years, and so this year he's finally doing it. And so and of course you can follow it live on on FlightAware and things like that, so you can actually see where he's at. So it's we'll look forward to seeing that. But it's just a kind of the spirit of stuff. And I'm always amazed, and I know my dad would have that kind of stuff. Again, that amazes him, because he just built airplanes to be fun to fly, not airplanes to fly literally around the country, like literally.
Yeah, I saw his map,
amazing.
And it's quite interesting how he literally was able to thread knocking a corner off here, knocking a corner off here to actually touch all states.
Right.
Very systematically.
Some states you end up flying through completely. Other states you literally will fly over just for a tiny little bit. So the way it's worked out, but because the states are all kind of square shapes, so when it brings it all together, it's interesting. But we certainly wish him luck on that adventure, and I invite everybody to follow along, because that's just a neat thing to see. And then of course Dave will be at Oshkosh. I'll probably have him at our booth, maybe with his airplane too. So that's a good opportunity to see him, talk to him about his flying adventure.
Awesome. Well, I'll see you guys out there. I'm going to try to arrive probably Sunday morning to prepare for the week as well. And I'll be floating around to your booth and many other booths. And I'm going to try to do some updates or uploads each night if I can squeeze into somebody's hangar and find a good, connection. So,
you do a great job of keeping everybody up to speed on what's going on in experimental and light sport aviation. So kudos to you for that.
Oh, I appreciate it. This is a true passion of mine and family here. And I'm looking forward to hopefully early next year join the ranks of a flyer instead of just the builder page, right?
That's right. That's right. We look forward to that. Yeah, maybe we'll have your airplane at our booth next year, right?
Maybe. Well, Sebastian, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in person in a couple of weeks, about 12 days. And for everybody else, again, follow them on social, on the Zenith page on Facebook and YouTube. Again, we're on social as well, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and be looking out for these daily uploads during Oshkosh. So we'll see you out there.